my head up high with a humble heart, knowing Yah is with me. I won't fall apart. 'Cause trials will surely come, and hard times, that's for sure. Steadfast in my faith, I'm standing on His word.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. How are you doing? Peace to all of you. How are you? How are you? How are you? I am Sister Cece. As you know, this is Cece on Air. Welcome to all who are new. Welcome to all who are old. We welcome you here today to our show. We have our sister today, Kalaya, who we have been interviewed before in the past. She has a doula service and has spiraled into many other things that we want to talk about. She has chosen doula services, which is what we spoke of before. We're going to talk about it again. She also has the National Chosen Doula Association, also the Miseducation of Melanated Sisters Incorporated, or what she likes to refer to as moms. So we want to hear what this sister has to offer, and we want to find out if you too could be a doula. This might be something that you want to assist in the kingdom of the Most High Yah, because we know that there are many things going on in the medical industry that do not cater to us. So we want to talk about these things. Greetings, sister. How you doing?
Shalom, shalom, sis. All praises to the Most High.
That's right. Well, you looking so beautiful as usual. I just want to tell you that.
Thank you. You as well.
Y'all looks good on you.
All praises. Likewise, my sister.
Yes. So sis, like I said before, we spoke with you before, and you were at a different stage and phase in your business. We're going to talk about all those things. But what we want to know is, since the last time we spoke, how has Yah moved in your life?
Ooh, that's, man, talk about blessed, blessed. And I'm not talking about from no physical, no financial. I'm speaking solely on spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime the Most High can bless me with more obedience, more repentance, more understanding, more wisdom, I can't ask for anything else. I can't ask for anything else. But just to wrap that up in a sense to where the Most High have really been allowing me to walk in my purpose, to serve His people in a way that in a way that I can help rebuild His nation.
Now that is very powerful, sis, because a lot of people are still yet wondering what their gifting is. And it seems that you have really found yours and you're flourishing in it. So all praises to the Most High Yah. Yes. And not only that, if I'm not mistaken, you do homeschool as well, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Well, talk to us about how you incorporate those things together as you're going out your day, out throughout your day. Like, how in the world do you run such a successful business and homeschool your children at the same time? What does that look like? Walk us through your day.
So it brings me back to the scripture, Most High is all about order. If it's chaotic, He ain't in it, so I like to, my husband always tell me, he's like, man, you are so organized. You just like a sergeant. You got everything in order. So even for my day, for me, I have to start before everybody else start. For one, I believe in, as soon as my feet hit the ground, I believe in getting that meditation and that prayer in. But I also believe in that's a way for me to spend more time with the Most High and give myself some quiet time. So I'll normally get out the bed. If I don't go to the gym, it'll be 5:30, 6 o'clock or whatnot, get everything together while the children are sleeping. My husband, he works overnight. So as I get up, he's coming in.
Okay.
So what that typical looks like for me, I get the children up around 8:30, 9 o'clock, ready to roll. My oldest daughter, she's 14. She's more of an independent learner. So I have no problem. I don't have to really stand over her shoulder, so to speak, because I like to think of our homeschool environment as more like unschooling. We do sit down or whatnot, and I do monitor and I teach, but however, teaching is every day. We could go out to the grocery store. We can just actually be around the house looking at movies or talking. We making sure we are educating and being productive. But I do have a little one, my youngest one, not my youngest one. My youngest one is just 2. Now my 5-year-old, he's in kindergarten.
Okay.
He's a, little boys, hyper, can't sit down, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
But the good thing about that is I make sure that I set a time at least 2 hours a day. This is when our homeschool technique to where we're going to sit down, we're going to do some work. We're going to do some work to where I got both of my children on a block schedule. So we don't do everything every day the same. So they may have 3 classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2 classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that is how I kind of balance the 2. But again, I make sure I do not go over at least 2 and at 3 hours at the most, because let's face it, you think about the education system, why are children in school for 6-7 hours a day, maybe even 8? Why?
And they don't even get a paycheck for it.
It is all a form of just babysitting. Well, okay, we're not going to tell you where we're babysitting, but we're not going to tell you either that we're making money off your children. So we want to make sure they come to school every day for 7 hours a day. Let them sit still. They cannot express themselves. So I don't do that. I break that mold to where children can retain as much information so quickly. They're like sponges, So again, I get my 5-year-old soaking up. We do the Hebrew history. We actually do the Hebrew language, the basics, handwriting. While my daughter there, she's really going over her financial management classes, maybe even the history, biblical studies or whatnot. But the good thing about it, I have a 2-year-old and he always seems to want to sit right here in our classroom. And I help him. I definitely have him sit right there by his brother, because he's retaining, he's retaining, have a board there. So I kind of run a very strict schedule for me, because if I don't write it down, if I don't plan it, it's going to be, it's going to be chaotic. So I don't like to feel as if I don't want to give the menu over to Hashatan in that area. So
right.
That is kind of typically what I, how I kind of run my homeschool or whatnot. And let everything else align. Let the Holy Spirit align the rest of the day. And it's all, all productive and all praise to the Most High. We start with the Most High, we end with the Most High.
Right. Well, praise Yah for that. That's good to know, because we have many people in this time that are looking to do homeschool and they are still confused. I'm on a couple of different other platforms. Like recently I was listening to Sister Deborah of Watchman Reports. They've been doing homeschooling for, I wouldn't say over 20 years now. And she has something called the 12 Tribes Academy. And she's got some information online for free, like things you can print off for free and all that stuff. And I think that as we come together, we need to utilize each other as resources, so that we can know what there is available, because our children all have different learning styles. And even in these systems that they've created, they've told us what learning styles are available, but we know that our children are special. We may have even more learning styles that they've even told us about. You know what I'm saying? And it is our job to find that out for our children. What is going to work best for our children? Like you said, you got to be like a drill sergeant. You got to have that day together, so that there is nobody falling by the wayside. So you have everything together. So that is very good. And it's good for people to hear that, because as we are adults, we also have different learning styles. We have different things that work for us, So it's good to get that input from other sisters and even other brothers of how you do things, so that we can yet still think about implementing how you do things into our day, because it might make us better, right?
All praises.
Yeah. I know for me, I'm still yet gathering. Of course, we do school things, but I'm like you. The unschool thing seems like the most productive, because we don't get these children out of the school system to bring them home and have them do the same stuff. That's right. Just sit at a desk, sit there and be quiet, don't move, don't say anything. No, they have to be able to explore and
Yes.
feel their environment with all of their senses and their spirit, right? So we have to do that. And then on top of that, you know, the alternative is just plopping them down in front of a device. Now, I'm not anti-device, but I'm anti-device as much as possible. Like if you can do more and let them be who they need to be with what you have at home, then it's better. But I am the first one to tell you, like, I have used YouTube. I have used Leapfrog, you know, I've used those things, you know, and I'm going to tell you, they've been quite productive, but it's just how you use these things as tools. So it's all very helpful. We got to come together and keep having these conversations about homeschool. So now when it comes to business, you have a 14-year-old. How are you incorporating her into your business activity? Like, is she interested in any of these things? Are you finding that something you can implement for homeschool for her?
That's something that we actually discussed when I actually rolled out the certification, the doula certification program. She came to me and she was like, "Mom, I want to take your class. I want to take your class." And I said, "Okay, you know, you ready. You let me know when you are ready, so you can definitely you could be my first student. You could be my first student, because, you know, whatever my children come to me to express and their interest, I got to make sure that I actually support that, you know, support that by any means, because I told her, hey, you go ahead and get into the program, and lo and behold, you may could be my backup doula, you know. So she is expressing interest. But I think she was going through the program until there was a module about vaginal birth. You know, I like I said, I don't like to sugarcoat anything, but I said, hey, you're going to see how a child is actually born through a vaginal delivery. Right. And she's like, Mom, why did you show me that? I don't think I can take it. But, you know, she's still showing some interest, but right now what her mind is really on, as a 8th grader going into high school, we're now doing college reviews sessions where, you know, she and I kind of sit together on certain days to watch videos to actually research what different programs and colleges may benefit her spirit, you know. And that's one thing I've told her, you know, by your mom actually obtaining 2 degrees, you're not going to do what I had to do. I had to go get student loans. You know, you're going to go a free ride. If you can't go a free ride, you're not going at all. You know, that's so right. I'm not going to throw that onto you. We're going to break that now, you know. So I try my best to incorporate that with the homeschooling structure that I have for her. Okay. And she's on payroll. She's on payroll for my businesses because she can 1 minute she acts as a administrative assistant. The other one of my business, she's doing some of the media content creation. Yes. She's training me. But the older I get, it seems as if I cannot keep up with this technology when it comes to social media. I'm being very honest. So yeah, we're incorporating slowly, you know. Yes, I totally get it, and that's true. And I think that you see, Papa. No, Papa is not here. Okay, you see, I'm talking. What's his name? What's her name? That's Sister Kalaya. Oh, that is. No, that's me, but that's Sister Kalaya. You want to say hi? Here, get up in the camera. Stand up. Hi. Oh, hello. You're so beautiful. So I know a princess when I see one. You are so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Thank you. Watch the stuff, okay? Papa will be home in a minute, okay? Oh, man. In a minute, yep. You okay? You gotta be quiet if you're gonna be in here, okay? This will be edited out, don't worry. That's fine. Lord. So that's good. As you were talking, I was just thinking, boy, you would really benefit by what you're doing, which is train your help. You know, we have the ability to guide our children in what it is that they're interested in. You know what I'm saying? So that is a blessing that she is
showing interest, and maybe she's not interested in that vaginal part yet. Listen, I know grown women that have had children that don't want to see a vaginal part.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so we're not mad at her. It makes
Right.
sense. It's very
Mhm.
appropriate. I get it. It's okay. Well, I would love to speak to her when she's available, see how she helps you with your content creation and all that, because I believe that the Most High Yah has provided these children for us in this time, you know,
That's
so
right.
that they can do these things for us. It's a good thing. Yes, praise Yah. Yes.
I praise.
Okay, go out, go out, go out, go out, go out. But yes. So now, when it comes to the doula service, for those who are listening and don't really know what a doula is, why don't you explain to them? Because I think that there might be some confusion between what a doula is and a midwife is.
Good question. Good question. A doula is definitely different from midwives, and I can see how those two terms or those two titles can kind of get can get wrapped up in one and thinking it's the same, but they're not the same. For a doula is actually a support person there to educate, support, and to even be there just emotional and spiritual. You know, I kind of think of a doula, and not to take anything from a midwife, because we too are a doula and a midwife. We are definitely a team for the mom, you know. So but more so for me, I think of a doula as just embodying that servitude. How can I serve my beloved sister here? What do I need to do to make sure that she is very comfortable, making sure that her voice is being heard and that she's getting accommodated by any means possible, you know? So yes, when you think of a doula, that's that good support person that's going to do that education. I say educate, because you can kind of support a person, but if you're not guiding and educating that person, it's doing no good. You know, I'm not gonna say it's not doing it good, but it only can go up for a certain, you know, it's a limit to that.
Right. You know, and I agree. It's so crazy. I've said this before and I say it all the time, and I'm just so thankful to the Most High Yah. I didn't know about a doula until my last child. That I had no clue about a doula, and I to this day don't even really know how that went down. But I know at the time I was on WIC, Women, Infants, and Children, that program where they give you the cheese, the tuna, and the milk and the formula and all that stuff, right? Great 80% of it being poison, but
yes, speak on it.
Yes, I was on it, but yeah, so it was so interesting because this daughter was born in a different state than the other children, right? So I guess the program was a little bit different, but I remember the lady who was helping me, she was a midwife. That's probably what it was as I'm jogging down memory lane. She was a midwife, and she asked me, did I want a Black doctor? Like, because I didn't have a doctor yet. And she was like, do you want a Black doctor? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. I didn't think anything of it. But since she asked me, I was like, sure, you know. So she pulled out this book. It was like a phone book of doctors. And she started flipping through the pages and she was looking for Black faces. And this woman found me a Black doctor. And she asked me, did I want a doula? And I was like, what is that? And so she explained to me, you know, what a doula was. And I was like, well, sure, because, you know, I'm going to have this baby probably by myself. I'm not going to be here with anybody, right? Yeah. So she found me this doula, and this lady lived like around the corner from me. It was amazing. And I still didn't know why I needed her, but I did need her. Like when she explained everything to me, I was like, wow. And I'm talking about even down to, you know, how you go in the hospital and they immediately shove the IV in your arm and all this. Yes. And I was a little tiny thing, you know, and so you're shoving all these needles in my arm and just doing all these unnecessary things. I don't know that I actually have a voice, you know, but I remember telling my doula, because she asked me like, well, what is something that's uncomfortable for you when you go to have a child? And I told her that. I said, they shoved this IV in my hand and I can't even move it. Like when you go to clench down because you need a push, that thing is right there hurting my hand. And she said, well, you know, you don't have to have that, right? And I was like, what? She's like, If they need an IV, they will get an IV in you. You don't have to have them put no IV in you before it's time.
Yes.
And that alone, just that now, that piece of knowledge right there gave me so much assurance in what she was able to do with me concerning advocacy. And that woman did advocate. When it was time to have that baby, she was like a warrior.
Yes.
She was like, nope, she doesn't want that. Nope, she doesn't want that. Nope, she doesn't want that. And she had no problem advocating for the situation. And it was great. So that was my first experience with the doula. Now, tell me, have you had a doula yourself with your children? You have 3 children.
I never had a doula.
You didn't.
Let me take that back, because I think this is what we have to do as a nation of people. Mm-hmm. We have to stop getting so caught up in titles. Mm. You asked, have I had a doula? And I said, no. I said, let me retract that. I have had a doula for all 3 of my children. One that may not have been certified, that looks like my grandmother, and it looks like my mother. Now we think about way as, a doula, grandma, mother's gonna make sure that, hey, don't do so much. Hey, let me let me get the house clean for you. I'm gonna cook you good, healing, nutrient meals.
Yes.
Even for my grandmother, I can remember when I had my first child, my grandmother made sure she was there. She did not live in the same city, but she made sure she say, hey, I'm going to stay with you until you have this baby. And I'm a twin. So me and my twin, we had our first set of children on the same exact day. Okay. Yes. I had the little girl and she had the little boy. My grandmother and we had the same doctor. You
had your baby on the same day as your twin?
Yes, we did.
Is this an identical twin?
We are identical twins. Who we also were born on my mother's birthday. So yes.
Oh man, I stopped the story. I'm sorry, sis.
I can even remember. Like I said, my first child, young, I didn't have any education. All I knew was, I am pregnant. Mm-hmm. I am sorry, I got a call here.
It's okay.
Okay.
Remember, we can edit. It's all right. Go ahead.
Did not, all I knew was I'm finna have my first baby. Mm-hmm. People telling me how big I am. I'm tired. I want to eat. Mm-hmm. I eat what I can. Mm-hmm. But I can remember my grandmother walking from one room to the next, praying over us when that baby came out of the womb. Definitely shaped my baby head, prayed over her. So yes, I had a doula. And I will say, even from my grandmother in her passing, my mom got that same spirit. My mom made sure every birth that I had, she was here. She was there from, making sure I had comfortable clothes, making sure that my house was clean before I, come back from the hospital, being that I have had hospital births, making sure that I have what I need for healing, making sure I knew what who I am as a mother, even through postpartum. So yeah, this is something that we have to understand. Yes, doula is really just a title, because anybody can have a piece of paper to say they are certified, but do you embody that spirit?
I am blown away. And I mean, just that self-correction that you did immediately with your mother, because guess what? I didn't even have that. Okay. So just the fact that you were able to take yourself away from that point of pity, because you didn't have you there. You didn't have a you there, but you actually had greater than you there.
Yes.
Those that did it without the title.
Yes.
Right? Oh man, that is not just your grandmother, not just your mother, but you had your mother and your grandmother, and now they have passed the baton to you.
Yes.
And now your daughter, when she gets over the vaginal birth thing, you're going to pass it down to her?
Yes.
That is amazing. And you know what? I'm just gonna say it. Usually I save this stuff for afterwards, the after conversation. But you know what? That needs to be on your web page in memory of the first doulas that I know. My mother and my grandmother. Their pictures should be right there.
I'm definitely gonna do that. That's the spirit there. That's giving me some. Woo! That you just gave me a bowl. You done put me on my gas tank back on full after that one. So I really thank you for that. I'm definitely gonna do that.
I'm speechless, like seriously. But like I said, the way that you were able to go back in and correct that, you had it. You had probably more than anybody else has, because let's just admit it, a doula is a stranger until she's not.
Yeah.
But the people that birthed you were your doula, so they knew exactly what you need. You had the doula that birthed the doula as your doula, and both of those, right there at your bedside.
Wow. Yes.
And then your twin having a baby at the same time.
Yes.
That's a book.
All praises. All praises.
That's a book. I got to talk to her. Woo, that's a book.
All praises.
That is amazing, sis. Like this is taking such a turn, man. That's wonderful. So let's jump down to the National Doula Association, and we can pair that with what actually made you want to do this business, because not everybody can say, hey, I have a compassion for women to be right there by their side going through this pregnancy and then going through the birth. What made you decide that you wanted to do that? And what made you decide to open up the National Chosen Doula Association?
So yeah, this here, when you allow the Most High to sit you still and to watch everything on how the world is doing, you have to think about, if we are called to be set apart, we definitely need to really act like it, live like it, stand by it. So for me, being a member of National Black Doulas Association, which is still a good, very good, very good resource. But when you dive into different, what they stand on, LGBTQ and all of that, I ain't a part of that. So I say we need something for us. Yeah. We need something for us, not only for us, but we need to show the world what true, not just in a doula, what chosen doulas look like, what we stand on, and what we are going to accomplish for our nation. So I wanted to make sure that there are so many doulas in, a part of the awakening, but do we have a space? Do we have an association that we can hold conferences, we can have retreats, we can actually go into different communities to do different events for free? Yes. We don't, not to my knowledge, but even if we did, it's always, we can always have more. We can always, I'm all about, just going into fellowship to learn, iron sharpen iron, but the world need to see a righteous spin. Even from that, we not even just aside from the Doula Association, but look at the sororities. Oof. Delta, aka all of that. These are organizations that say sisterhood, what they're going to do for the community. We can have that too. We're going to show them what salt of the earth looks like. Right. So that's my reason. That is my reason to making sure that even for my students who are almost complete, in the process of completing their certification, I want to make sure hey, Kalaya just didn't take my money. Kalaya just didn't hand me my certification and I don't hear from her. No, Kalaya wants you to become a member of, have a safe space so that it can increase your knowledge, increase your resources, in a way you can increase your clientele. And not only that, have a space where you can grow and build a true sisterhood. Absolutely. That is powerful right there, because like you said, the National Black Doula Association, that just embodies anything and everybody Black. Yeah. And that means anything is acceptable. Yeah. But as set apart people, everything is not acceptable. That's it. We have to be a peculiar people.
And in being that, there are a lot of things that we don't do, but there's so much more under the guidance of the Most High Yah that we will do.
Yes.
And bringing true healthy babies into this world requires a special touch.
Yes. Wow.
Is not interested in being what they are actually called to be. They want to be favorable to the world. We don't want to be favorable to the world. We want to be favorable to the Most High Yah. And that is what is important. Congratulations on that, sis. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be powerful because I know that there's a lot of sisters that are doulas and they're most likely scrambling around trying to find their way, you know, in these different organizations. And, you know, it gets a little tiring. So to be able to just rest in a place and say, wow, these women are serving Yah, that's going to be a blessing.
All praises. All
wow.
praises.
And the first one, because I never heard of one.
All praises. All praises.
I've been researching this stuff for a while. And like I said before, you know, this is something that set me back because I can't do things that are based on some deity, some African spirituality and all of this stuff. And this is something that you all must know. Sister Kayla is not into any of those things, of course. She's into the Bible, the Most High Yah, and his ways. So she's not incorporating any of those strange things and strange gods into the program at all. So it's a safe place to land if you are a person that is following Yah. So you just must know that. So before we move on to and
if I may say on that, the National Chosen Doula Association, it will also be a housing unit for our sisters who are looking for a doula that can attest to the same spirit and that can stand on what they stand on. You know, I get so many inquiries about, hey, I'm looking for a doula in my area. Listen, Sister Kalaya can't take all of them, you know. So being that once the National Doula Association have its members, it's going to be a directory. So you can basically just type in your city, your state, and boom, you'll have that sister in that area. So, and you can contact her. So it's going to be just like building mechanism so that we can definitely, we're taking our babies back. We're taking our bodies back. We're taking our births back.
Yes, I heard that, sis. I mean, there's so much that can be done with that. You know, once you allow your gift to make room for you, as the Bible says, you know, Yah will open up those doors and just pour out a blessing that's too big to even receive. Like, man, I didn't even think about this, but look at how these things are coming together, you know, because in protecting his children, the most sacred thing, he's definitely going to bless this. So that's a big thing. So I know that he's moving right now in this thing. No, I can't see your tower. I'm still talking. Go back. I'll see your tower in a second. Okay. Thank you. So now let's see, something else I was going to talk about, the Doula Association. Let's backtrack a little bit and let's talk about the fees to join the National Chosen Doula Association. What does that look like concerning membership?
Okay, now the membership is gonna align with different packages, you know, different levels. And one thing I don't believe in tearing my people mouth out. Okay, I don't believe in that. And even if there's a way where a sister say, hey, I can't afford to pay a monthly, I'm always willing. It's going to be where we can do payment plans. That's even for my certification program. I have a payment plan set up, you know, so because we do know we have to be realistic. Everybody may not have that, you know. Everybody may not be in that stance to where they can just, hey, and they have a desire like, hey, I really would love to be a part, but I do not have. Even to bring a little step closer, you know, as I work behind the scenes, there's always, we're going to reach, you know, asking for sponsorships, want to be doing scholarships, all of these things to where If a sister have a desire,
Mhm.
and if she posts that, we're going to make sure we're going to have her, by any means, you're going to become a member, so this is more so, the membership lies in with different levels based on what you're trying to do and even what you stands for your own financial.
Okay. And I was going to ask you that too. So if there are people who are listening, or businesses or organizations that actually would like to sponsor someone becoming a doula, do you have that type of situation already set up? Like if you're somewhere and you're like, wow, I like this business and what's going on, I would like to sponsor a sister that wants to do that. How would they do that? How would they sponsor?
Yes, they can definitely email chosen, CHOSEN doula, DOULA services, SERVICES at gmail.com. And that way we will definitely get back with you to ensure that we get your sponsorships on the roll and get your student in the program.
Okay, that is perfect. Now, I guess we need to ask this, but I mean, it's kind of obvious these days. These courses are available online. We don't have to come to Mississippi, right?
No, yes, courses is online, but that's also something that I'm working to bring the courses face to face in my local Jackson, Mississippi area.
Okay.
To bring in that awareness here. So yeah, as of right now, it's going to be online. And that's something that even for just a certification program, that's something that I am in the process. I have a GoFundMe page for my very own first chosen doula studio, a place, actually building where we can actually get melanated moms in to do childbirth classes. I'm looking at it to have their own postpartum room. If a mom had just had a child, or she may be 3 weeks after postpartum, she say, hey, I just need a break. Can I come in? And this room will be really relaxing. And we'll make sure we take care of it, breastfeeding education. So yes, any donations to GoFundMe, for my GoFundMe page, because Chosen Doula Studio is definitely needed. And like you said, if the Most High, may he have an increase, he gets all the glory. And that can definitely be Chosen Doula Studio in Jackson, Mississippi. But I'm also looking to expand different states, where we could actually hire other doulas who are equipped with, with the Most High, so that we can keep this going in our nation.
Yes. A collaborative effort to do kingdom business is always a bonus.
Yes.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, talk to us about this GoFundMe page that you have set up. What is the address for it so we can make sure it's known?
Now that I tell you what, because I don't have it. I don't know it for by heart or whatnot. But you can visit my Facebook. You can visit my Instagram, Kalaya's Jewels, and you're gonna see that link there, my link tree. And once you see, go into my link tree, and you're gonna see that link to donate for the studio.
Okay, but you know what we'll do is we'll grab that and put it in the link for this whole interview and all that stuff. But sometimes they can just kind of search by your name. Do you know what name it's under in the GoFundMe?
Kalaya Israel.
Okay, that's easy. So look in the GoFundMe, or you could also, like she said, go to her webpage, which will give you that information in a bit. And you could donate to this program that wants to put people through school. And we know that I don't know how many people don't know this information yet, but our people are being plucked off one by one, having babies, just going to the hospital. Anything you go to the hospital for, you have to be very, very, very careful. Yes. We know our ancestors even had issues with going to the hospital, because they knew that they were being experimented on. And I tell people, you need to read the book Medical Apartheid by Harriet Washington. I mean, that is a serious, serious book. Serious book. She's going to grab it, I can tell.
I'm about to grab it. I got to grab it.
You got it right there. Yes, Harriet Washington. I mean, if you haven't joined her on Facebook, she has the page, on Facebook too. But Harriet Washington is a powerful book. I mean, you look at that information, and also the story of Henrietta Lacks. I wouldn't necessarily say that book written by, what's her name? Skloot is her last name. Not necessarily that book, because white people tend to romanticize their trauma that they have bestowed upon us. And yeah, just learn the real story about Henrietta Lacks and how they stole her cells, and those cells have totally shaped society today concerning what they've done in the medical field. And they have yet to pay her family $1, a dime, nothing. You know.
And see, sis, while you on that is why I know Chosen Doula certification program is a set apart program, because we discuss Henrietta Lacks. Oh, yeah. We definitely discuss Henrietta Lacks in the curriculum. And like you said, they took her stem cells. Not only they did it for her, they did it to her children, you know. But while we are on that topic, we also discussed in the curriculum here, and I did a post on this Applograph. Applograph is actually microengineered product that is being made by a company in Canton, Massachusetts, that take they take actually male neonatal foreskin. Okay.
Oh yeah.
For the healing of wounds. So we're gonna put that in today's topic, to where that means that your baby boy, when he has completed that circumcision, that foreskin that comes off, they're giving it to that company so they can make products for the wound. Ain't nothing new on the sun. Nothing is new under the sun, to where this is the same thing that if you go and read in Jasher chapter 76, 28 and 29, where he put a hit out on all the Hebrew children to kill them, so that he can get everything for the healing of the wounds. So I digress on that. I that's a whole nother topic right there, but I had to throw that in.
No, listen, it's all encompassing. I don't put like bookmarks in these interviews, because all this needs to be heard. You never know why somebody's listening. You never know when somebody's listening, but the bottom line is they're listening. So we got to be able to tell it. You know what I'm saying? That foreskin thing is diabolical. I saw these Jewish people and how they do this circumcision, how they put their mouth down on the baby's penis and all this stuff after it's circumcised. Come on now. Just like all this stuff that they do is wicked. Why are you doing these circumcisions and then selling this foreskin to makeup companies? You know, and you selling my baby skin, but you ain't cut me on the deal at all. You taking my cord blood, you freezing it, you selling it, you doing all kind of research. But when I want my cord blood, oh, you're gonna charge me $3,000 if I want to take my own cord blood. They're doing a lot of wicked stuff that they've been doing. We have no idea about, and this is why we must come out of their medical facilities. Better yet, we must heal our bodies. We must believe the Most High Yah to heal our bodies. We got to come off of these fast foods, these processed foods, or they're not even foods, consumables, non-consumables, whatever we want to call them. We have to get back to the garden, which was green. You know, it had nothing to do with dead flesh and all of these things. So, you know, are we in perfect bodies? Absolutely not. Are we in a perfect environment? Absolutely not. Is there poison chemtrails being spewed out all over the place and our water having things in it? Yes, there is. But does that mean that you can't have life abundantly according to the Most High? No, it doesn't mean that. It means that you need to do your best to take care of your body. And the part of doing your best to take care of your body is being aware of what is being done to us. You know, and we have story after story after story. It's not hidden any longer what these people are doing to us. You know, a lot of us want to be rocked back to sleep. We want to think that we are the world and just all these things are okay. It is not okay. It is not okay for us to not be aware and mindful of what is going on, including the people that are being put in front of us that look like us, that are actually being what do you call them? Capturers for their wealth. You know, there are our own people that are put out there to do that. You know, some would say coons and all that, but I mean, it's deeper than coonism, you know, because we have been under oppression for so long, which we know which was prophesied. Our people are happy for a little bit of notoriety, happy for $1, you know, happy for whatever white people will give them. So they're not really interested in hearing the real. The real is they keep killing us off. They keep stealing from us. They keep making us experiments. And I'm talking about long-term experiments. We could talk about these vaccinations and all that. We know this these last vaccinations, we know that it's crazy, but they've always been crazy. We've received vaccinations from day one. They've given you shots when you come out of your mom, as soon as you come out. They're trying to suppress and kill off your immune system then. So we've got to know, we got to continue sounding the alarm and telling people, try to find out where they're at, use discernment and speak with people. You should not really be in these hospitals like that. You shouldn't. Like, it blows my mind when people have a computer, they have a phone, they have a tablet, they have all these devices, an Apple Watch, whatever, they have all these different things, yet they seem to know nothing. I always wonder, what are you looking at on the internet? If you don't have this information, what are you looking at? Booty shaking videos?
That's it. That's what it is. Watered down, no substance.
Mukbang, where people are eating crazy stuff. I mean, because I just don't get it. Like, but we know that Yah allows whatever he allows. You know what I'm saying? I have to always wrangle that back around in my mind, because these people are really wicked. They're really, really wicked. And when I say these people, I don't just mean white people. I mean, there's people that look like us that are really, really wicked. And they seem to have good intentions. You know, they'll throw their little lures out there, but they are really, really wicked. When you really look at the base of things, you'll see a lot of wickedness going on. And it is just, it's disturbing to me.
Right.
It's very disturbing to me. So we have to get better at warning people, telling people, not being ashamed, not being afraid, putting it out there, talking to whoever. We have to be willing to do that. So, sis, I know you that kind of sister. So I'm preaching to the choir, I know. But let's talk about the miseducation of melanated sisters. Now, what is that?
That is a nonprofit organization here, where our mission is to actually, you know, give melanated women the power and education to rise themselves out of the darkness of health disparities, social injustice, and all forms of abuse. This is an organization to where we are going to teach and we are going to speak our truth, because it's time out for us as melanated women letting other people tell our story.
Yes. Yes.
And it's also time out for us as melanated women stop consuming things that are not substance, that it will not grow our spirit. You know, so it may be women out there who are dealing with self-esteem, who may have been taught, hey, that is love, that man is, you know, abusing you. That is the way you, ain't nothing wrong with eating good comfort food full of, you know, you're eating, you know, swine, you're eating this, you're eating that, and oh, I don't know why I got diabetes. It's time out for us to just take what society has continued to feed us, and that is poison by any means. So our job is to, you know, educate and also bring what I would call just healing mechanisms, so that we can be the women that the Most High have called. And this is open for all women who are melanated, not just for the women that are on the awakening, but I find to, you know, as a way for, you know, like I always say, us sisters on this journey, we know how to eat. We know how to get our food. We know how to eat. But one thing that we have to do is, what about the sisters that don't know how to go and get that food? When I'm speaking that spiritually, what about the sisters who don't know how to eat? So I want to incorporate that as to, it is time for us to unlearn what we have been taught. Who said you got to be an independent woman? Who said you got to just be single? You know, so, and if you can scroll down all the way down that homepage, you'll see that that icon.
Hold on, let's see.
Right there. You click it, it'll go straight to the website.
Down here?
Go up there where the, right there, and the circle, go up. You see
in the circle. In the circle. Okay. Hold on, let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 Teaching and speaking our truths. Wow. Okay. And there's the get involved. All right. Let's click on get involved, because you know what? I think we should be speaking more on that as well. Now, we talked about the donation and how people can, donate financially, but is there other ways that people can get involved?
Yes, other ways people can get involved. We actually hold symposium, where we're going to start holding our monthly symposiums, and we are always looking for guest speakers who who are psychologists, mental health therapists, may even want to share their testimony on how they survive abuse, how they survive all of this form of mental illness, mental health. So yeah, we are always looking forward to getting speakers who walk in that light and want to actually give back in that way.
Okay. Well, that is something that a lot of people, including myself, can speak on. How Yah brought you through certain situations, even when you were not even serving him in the way that you should, he still brought you out. So yeah, I think a lot of people have that testimony, both men and women, to be honest with you. And we have to be looking for those testimonies. That's wonderful. Okay, so we got that. And of course, we see different ways that people can become members. Perfect.
And you go down to events, you can see where we having our first, go to the tab and say events, and you can see where our first symposium will be.
Okay, let's see, events. All right, it says what, the 19th of March? Okay, symposium virtual event, register now. Okay, and then after that, you're going to have one in July, a summit 2023, and the location is to be determined, but of course the first one is online. Okay, so what does that look like? Should I click on register now? Let's see.
Yeah, if you
Okay. All right, RSVP, time and location on the internet. Okay, during this symposium, we're going to discuss who we are as melanated sisters. Oh, my computer. As melanated sisters, and how certain life encounters have greatly impacted our everyday lives. All right. That's good. And if they want more information, they can email info@momscofms.org, or they can call 601-292-7017. Wow, that's amazing. So now who's invited to join this event, sis?
Any sister, any melanated woman that wants to be a part, because what we're doing, we are actually getting a schedule ready for the spring and summer, because we are aiming to have a symposium every month, all the way up until our big event, which is the summit. So anyone, these are the symposium, our free event, to where this is going to be just a nice, healthy dialogue, to where the guest speaker, you may meet another sister here who may even share the same story. So we're trying to get strength and encouragement from one another, so that we can create, heal, and grow. So all sisters who are melanated, yes, I said that, I put emphasis on that, because it's time for us to get the attention that we need in the most spiritual, in the most positive way as possible.
Okay, that's definitely understood. Okay. Wow. Well, we definitely support that, because we've been broken for a very long time, right?
That's right.
We have to decide to be whole, and that's only going to come from togetherness and situations like this, to where we are breaking down the walls of what have been built up. Even people say childhood, but even before childhood, because think about where your mother came from. Think about where your grandmother came from.
There you go.
And now you just carrying the weight of all of that, right?
Yes.
There's a lot to be broken down. That's amazing. Okay, so let's talk about also, let's see, we got the Miseducation. Okay, incorporated moms, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, talk to us about that. Let's see. Where can we find? Okay. All right. So let's see. Where is this one at?
That is the Moms Incorporated. That is the Miseducation
That
of
was all.
Melanated.
Okay, we did it
Yeah.
all. Okay, we did all of them. I want to make sure because I'm not even. Okay, perfect. We got all those. Okay, so we got chosen doula. You know why? This is what happened. I'm looking for the herbal supplements. That's what I'm
Oh,
looking
you look for Kalaya's Jewels to Healing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go back. Let's go back to that. I'm like, no, I know we're missing something on here. We're missing something on here. Okay, let's go back here. Let's see. Where is my home button? Okay. I guess it doesn't want to do it for me. Okay. Okay, we just
There it is.
okay.
There it is.
Okay,
can
but
scroll.
it's at the top, right?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, Lord have mercy. Okay. All right, so shop. All right, that's where we need to be, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go into the herbal syrups, which is you have many things available, but we want to talk about the herbal syrups because are those new?
The only new one here is that Mullen wild cherry box syrup. That's the newest one. The elderberry syrup been there, but I can definitely tell you the elderberry syrup was definitely the top of our product as a bestseller. And now that the Mullen syrup has actually came into play, that is now our one. It's looking like it's going to be our top seller.
Okay, and
Definitely.
I saw something where it's almost gone, so I better hurry up and grab my bottle because I was in the middle of the night in my bed, like, oh, I need to get, and I forgot the next day to go.
Hey, we all do it. We all been there.
Yes, I said, oh, that looks so good. Yeah, so we've got the elderberry syrup. So this one is popular because it's been the longest standing. Talk to us about the elderberry and what benefits it poses to your body and the immune system.
Absolutely. Elderberry syrup, or just the herb elderberry, and the benefits of elderberry: it treats flu, it treats cold, fever, and it definitely give you a boost for your immunity. So like you said, this one here has been on our market since we launched in 2018. But now that you go from 2018 to 2020 when COVID came out, it shot up, definitely shot up because media don't want you to, what the media does, their job is to impose and to actually use scare tactics to keep you away from true healing. True healing is not from pharmaceuticals. True healing is from what the Most High have created from the nature, and that's herbs. Okay, right. That's, like you said, lively electric foods. That's not meat. Okay, that's not starch. That's not what they call it junk food for a reason. That's not junk food. Okay, so you got the elderberry that is really, really great at, breaking a child's fever, and, not just a child, but this is good for the whole entire family. I do recommend if the baby is 6 months or older to take that, but if the baby is under 6 months, I don't recommend that. So you have the elderberry to where it's going to boost the immunity. It's going to treat cold. It's going to treat flu. All of that wrapped around to COVID. COVID really, really, again, it really, really declined our immune system. It took some lives, okay? But we do know that once we start to educate ourselves, and I started following stories to where the media has started beginning to say, hey, elderberry will treat COVID, and people start hearing, they got a little buzz. But one thing I know that I see as our people, even on this journey, we have to stop operating out of fear. Most High does not give us the spirit of fear. So what I began to see in 2021, even 2022, you have people just website was just, it was booming, boom, 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 boom. I want the elderberry. I need the elderberry. I need the elderberry. You know, they say it do COVID, but let's stop it. We have to start it's prevention. You know, you want to prepare. But in order for to prepare, don't wait until you get sick to start taking herbs. Start putting it in make that a lifestyle. Definitely make that a lifestyle, because your body's going to thank you later for it. And this is not just any elderberry syrup. This is not similar to what you can buy off the counter. This is not a derivative of, you know, refined sugars, alcohol in it, and you get more sugar than you get the elderberry. You know, this is strictly just herbs, to where it boosts and it activates very quickly, because the thing about herbs is the consistency, it's the potency. So what we're buying off these shelves that have so much chemicals, or they say, oh, this is a herbal elderberry here, how much of elderberry are they actually putting in it? You know,
the regulations only require them to put so much in before they can actually say that it is. And you could have more sugar in there than the actual elderberry. And that's not something people know. You're like, you know, people look for the labels, USDA organic, they look for non-GMO verified, you know, but people still are not really reading the labels and the percentages as they should, so that they know what it is that they, you know, should leave right on the shelf versus what they should actually be consuming, right?
That's right.
That's a problem. Okay, so let's move on to the mullein wild cherry bark. Now, I know mullein is very powerful for the lungs, but talk to us about how that works as combined with wild cherry bark.
Yes. So like, as you just stated, yes, mullein is good to cleanse the respiratory, the lungs, eradicate the phlegm or the mucus out of the body in all areas, you know, and it works very, very quickly. But when you pair that with the wild cherry bark, wild cherry bark is really good for with a whooping cough, dry cough, just even along with the mucus. I tell anyone, you remove the mucus, you remove the illness, you remove that disease. So just to add a factor on that, even with the mullein actually good to treat RSV, you know, bronchitis, allergies. And I actually put sea moss in that, so you're getting a double dose of, it's going to boost your immunity from the sea moss and even eradicate the mucus. But you're also going to see where when you begin to take it, it's going to work very fast. I actually just had a customer of mine reached out to me just last night. She got her order on Thursday, and she ordered that mullein syrup, and she was saying her baby was actually congested, very, you know, runny nose, wheezing and all of that. And she reached out to me and she said, hey, your syrup is already working. Your syrup is already working to where I just cannot believe that it is just really drawing out this mucus. My baby is doing so much better now, you know. And I just told her, hey, just, you know, now that your baby is recovering, continue to give that baby that until it's gone. You don't want to stop taking just because you see that the baby is recovering. Keep going. Now, even for my household, this is what we take every day. We take this every day, you know. So even for last week, my children went out to the park. You know, it's been a manipulation of the weather lately here. Came back, you know, oh, mom, my throat is hurting. Oh, you know, and start getting a little virus, you know. But about the fact that, you know, they was actually getting this mullein syrup on a daily basis, it's kicking it. It's kicking it out. You know, it's pushing everything out. It's a protected barrier.
It cannot stay. That's right.
Yes.
You know what I actually have from some company, which I feel like I'm a little scientist up in here, you know, because I got all kind of stuff. You know, it's like somebody might cough like, then they might be like, I'm like, oh, okay, I hear that cough. I have something for it, you know. So either I'm with my dehydrator whipping something up, or I'm with the essential oils or something I gathered this summer that's up in the cabinet in the bag, dry, you know. So I'm whipping things up, but I do buy things, especially on clearance. Okay. So some company made mullein and garlic. It's a mixture and it
Mm.
goes in your ear.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, because my house was sick last month. Like it was me first. Like I'll tell you, I smelled everybody's breath. It was like this, it's a sick breath that happens.
Mhm.
And I was like, ooh, I smelled like, ooh, you know,
Mhm.
and it kind of went away. But then wham, that next week, guess who had it? Me. I got it.
Mm.
Yeah, so I was really sick. And so I started using that mullein and garlic, putting it in the ear with a little cotton, because you know, that's what our grandmother used to do. They put the oil in your ear with some cotton.
We
So I'm
all.
like, okay, let me heat that up. So I heated it up, put it in the ear with some cotton. I put it in everybody's ear, and I'm telling you, that mullein does work. It's strong.
Yes.
It's some good stuff. So, you know,
Yes.
if you all are listening and you still using Formula 44D and you still using Robitussin and Tussin and all the other generics and Vicks Vapor Rub and all that, I would encourage you to stop it. And when I say stop it, it's because you are actually introducing chemicals into your body that are going to be worse for you. Okay. You're looking for a temporary remedy. But these syrups that this sister has and all the other wonderful things she has some teas and everything on here, are actually going to benefit you in the long run. You should, like she said, be using them every day. You're going to build up your immune system. It's not that you won't ever get sick again, because you very well may, but your body has the ability to fight these things off quicker, faster, more efficient and effectively. But if you just continue eating your McDonald's cheeseburger and you get hit with some virus stuff, and you continue taking your Advil and your Formula 44D and your Robitussin and all these things that they have commercials for, it's a commercial product, you continue that, you're doing nothing but destroying your liver and your immune system and your gut health. Do you know that your gut is what is controlling your health? Like your gut has a memory in it, and you are destroying your gut's memory by consuming these things that are actually toxic poison. You got to go natural.
That's right.
It's disgusting. Well, sis, okay, so let's make sure, like I said, there's some other products on here. There's teas and all of that. You all need to go to her store. She has got many things on. She's got some alkaline drinks. She's got an ebook. Where did my thing go? Lord have mercy. So let's go back to shop. She's got alkaline drinks, the ebook, gift card, herbal syrups, which we just visited, the tea blends, purple sea moss, and vegan capsules. And I'm sure if you need to reach out to the sister because you are struggling with your health, she will definitely help you out. So sis, we want to make sure that the people know how to reach you or reach out to you, whether it be for products and services, or it be because they want to support the doula services or they want to become a doula. Let them know how they can reach out to you.
Yes. So you can reach out to me, Chosen, CHOSEN, doula, DOULA, services, SERVICES, @gmail.com.
Okay. And then there was a phone number on there too. Tell us that one.
That phone number there, look at, I don't even know about heart, but I'm gonna give it to y'all.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest, okay?
It's all right.
I am honest as I possibly can, because that is definitely a new number that we just acquired there.
Okay.
So the number to Kalaya's Jewels to Healing, that is 601-202-6026.
Okay, that's perfect. So if you all you do, because you do need to purchase herbal supplements, make sure you reach out to the sister so she can recommend what is in her shop for you to have. And again, you need to be on a regular basis taking herbal supplements. It's not like they've taught you in the world, like you just take this stuff when you get sick. No. This is an ongoing basis. You should have elderberry syrup in your cabinet. You should have this mullein wild cherry bark syrup in your cabinet. You should have this in your cabinet and be taking it on a daily basis. You should be eliminating these processed foods, these meats, and all of these sugars and white flour, white rice, white product. You should be eliminating those out of your system. If you don't know how to do these things, reach out. The sister can definitely help you. And I just really enjoyed this this time with the sister, because she is a wealth of knowledge. She is definitely adding to the kingdom. And I just want to say that I am excited to know her. And I hope that you all will reach out to her and get what it is that you need. Support someone who wants to be a doula. Support this business. We know that we are just building things, but how do we continue getting what we need unless we support one another? So just pray about it. Reach out. If you want more information, she is sure to help you with whatever it is you need to know. But sis, do you have any last words for the people?
Want to actually let you guys know, even for their mother serve, elderberry serve. Now we know that babies do not lie. I have 3 children, and they all fight to say, "Hey, I'm going to be in line first for it." So that alone is tell you how powerful it is. To where if children are taking it and they are enjoying it, they're thinking that it tastes good, but it's really benefiting their body all the way around.
You know what? I can say that she is telling the truth, because my granddaughter, she definitely is into her supplements. She is on some lemon balm, valerian root, elderberry, and she's got a multivitamin. She loves it every night. Like, she's ready. We put it in a, we got to make things fun for her too. I put it in a little shot glass from the Dollar Tree, right? Okay. I put it in a little shot glass and she drinks it, no problem. She knows that's her supplement. Yes. So we have to make sure that even we teach our children these things. Like she said, the babies don't lie. Her babies drink it with no problem. You and your babies need to drink it with no problem, so you can build up your immune systems. I know some of you still have your children out in the world in these school systems. We talked about homeschool, but if you still have your children out and about in these school systems, you definitely need to be building up their immune systems. Forget that shot. That is not building up anything. It's tearing it down. You definitely need to build up your system and your children's immune system as they go out into the world, okay? Even if they don't go to school, you need to be doing that, because I'm telling you, they are doing some wicked twists and turns every single day. Like we talked about before, the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. There's just more stuff available for us to know because of the internet. But you need to make sure that you are preparing for your family's health on a daily basis. Stop being comfortable. Stop being cushy and cozy. Take care of your family. Make sure you reach out to the sister so that you can get exactly what you need. But I want to thank you all for listening. I mean, this has been an extended one, but it's okay. I don't mind. We want to remind you to listen to PQLR1 Radio, where Yah is first. You can listen to some wonderful music, listen to some wonderful shows, ministry. And we have shows like this that we put on. I'm hesitating from saying programming. I guess we can say program, because I'm trying to program you in the right direction, but I don't really like using that word. But make sure that you are looking at our YouTube channel as well. We have CC on Air, SISIONAIR, as well as PQLR1 Radio, again, where Yah is first. We look forward to interviewing you as well. If you have a testimony that you would like to share with us, go ahead and email us at pqlr1radio@gmail.com. We would love to speak with you about what Yah has brought you through. I am Sister Cece, and we look forward to speaking with you again right here. And may Yah bless you the rest of this week, and your family be well. Have a good evening.